Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makak Radash. Double honors to the apostles and elders in Great Millstone who rule well, teach well with sincerity, honesty, and integrity. Brothers who's laboring in this truth. Shalom, shalom to you, brothers. Any brothers in very consistent believe in this truth wholeheartedly and sincerely. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, so another quick news update on World War III, and that third woe, and things just continue to boil the steam, and then eventually it's gonna, you know, the Third World War is gonna come into fruition. But we know things have to come to pass. All right, we're gonna read through this article, then bring out a few precepts. All right, so this was by Reuters. That's the source, and it says this was dated October 13th, which is today, if I'm not mistaken, 5:33 a.m. So here goes. Russia pounds dozens of Ukraine towns, warns of escalation. Kyiv, Brussels, Reuters. Russian missiles pounded more than 40 Ukrainian cities and towns, officials said on Thursday, as NATO allies meeting in Brussels unveiled plans to beef up Europe's air defenses after committing more military aid to Kyiv. All right, the new pledges prompted Moscow to renew warnings that Western states' help made them a direct party to the conflict, and that admitting Ukraine to Western military alliance NATO could trigger World War III. All right, Kyiv is well aware that such a step would mean a guaranteed escalation to a World War III. Deputy Secretary of Russian Security Council Alexander Venediktov told the state TASS news agency on Thursday as the United States vowed to defend every inch of Allied territory. Moscow has repeatedly justified the February 24th invasion that has killed tens of thousands of people in what is called a special operation by saying Ukraine's ambitions to join the alliance pose a threat to Russian security. NATO is not likely to quickly allow Ukraine to join, not least because its membership during an ongoing war will put the United States and allies into direct conflict with Russia. Even before the war, NATO has dragged its feet on Ukrainian membership. Shortly after Russia's invasion in February, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky signaled he was willing to consider neutrality. But hours after Russian President Vladimir Putin proclaimed partially occupied regions of Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson, and Zaporizhzhia in Russian land on September 30th, Zelensky made a fast-track bid to join. In the past 24 hours, Russian missiles hit more than 40 settlements, while Ukrainian Air Force carried out 32 strikes on 25 Russian targets, Ukraine's armed forces general staff said. The southern port city of Mykolaiv came under massive bombardment, locals officials said. It is known that a number of civilian objects were hit. Regional Governor Vitaly Kim said in a social media post. He said that the top two floors of a five-story residential building were completely destroyed and the rest were under rubble. Kamikaze drones. Russia also targeted a settlement in the region of Ukraine's capital Kyiv, where three drone strikes hit critical infrastructure early on Thursday, the regime's administration said on Telegram. Governor of the Kyiv region, Alexei Kolyba, said that based on preliminary information, the strikes were caused by Iranian-made loitering munitions, often known as kamikaze drones. Ukraine has reported a spate of Russian attacks with the Shahdad 136 drones in recent weeks. Iran denies supplying the drones to Russia. while the Kremlin has not commented. Missiles struck about 30 multi-story buildings and houses, gas pipelines, and power lines in the city of Nikopol in the in, in the Dnipropetrovsk Dnipropetrovsk region, leaving more than 2,000 families without electricity. Regional Governor Dnipropetrovsk Governor Valentin Reznichenko wrote on Telegram. Reuters were not able to immediately verify the reports, as his forces suffered several setbacks since September. Putin has ordered the call-up of hundreds of thousands of reservists, proclaimed the annexation of occupied Ukrainian territory, and repeatedly threatened to use nuclear weapons to protect Russia, including regions annexed last month. A senior NATO official said on Wednesday a Russian nuclear strike will almost certainly trigger a physical response from Ukraine's allies and potentially NATO. And on Thursday, the United States reaffirmed its commitment to its allies' defense. We are committed to defending every inch of NATO's territory if and when it comes to that, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said in Brussels ahead of meeting of defense ministers from the alliance, including closed-door talks by its nuclear planning group. Separately, 15 European NATO members announced plans for joint procurement of air defense systems dubbed European Sky Shield to better protect their territory. In New York, uncondemnation. In New York, three-quarters of the 193-member General Assembly, 143 countries, backed on Wednesday a resolution condemning Russia attempting illegal annexation of the four partially occupied regions in Ukraine. Only Syria, Nicaragua, North Korea, and Belarus joined Russia in voting against the resolution, while 35, including Moscow's strategic partner China, abstained, and the rest did not vote. In Brussels, more than 50 Western countries met on Wednesday to pledge more military aid to Ukraine, especially air defense weapons, after every retaliatory strikes this week ordered by Putin in response to an explosion on a bridge in Crimea. Among the pledges were promises of air defense system deliveries from France and Britain, and Canada's commitment to provide artillery rounds, among other supplies. At the meeting, Austin said Russia's latest attacks laid bare its malice and cruelty. At least 26 people have been killed since Monday in Russian missile attacks across Ukraine. Ukraine has shifted momentum since September with extraordinary gains, but will need more help, he said. Since Monday's attacks, Germany has sent the first of four IRIS TSLM air defense systems, while Washington said it would speed up delivery of promised NASAMS air defense system. The more assistance Ukraine gets now, the sooner will come to an end to the Russian war, Zelensky said by video to a forum during International Monetary Fund and World Bank annual meetings in Washington. All right, so like again, see things being brewed up, things is coming to full steam. Let's see about this here. Second other is 4:37. By measure, as he measured the times, and by number, as he numbered the times, and he did not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. All right, so things have to come to pass before the next thing comes into fruition, right? Before the next measure, right, comes into place, before the next event comes into place, which is World War III, which is the ultimate event. But the other main prophecy that has to come before that is that MOTB, right? But you're seeing the groundwork being formulated, being formed in the infrastructure of this Third World War, being set. Everything is all the pieces is being put into place. you know, and things is escalating more and more over there in Russia and Ukraine, which is gonna lead to 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 to, to more things happening, man. All right, whether let's say this is it or not, we know that third woe is gonna happen because that's what thus saith the Lord, and these are great signs that and them mentioning, that's what I wanted to point out. Them mentioning in the last week, Armageddon, third World War III. They've been mentioning these things quite often, and you hearing it more and more, man. And they say there's matter of fact, uh, Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. All right. So as they continue to mention World War III and talk about these war escalating, right? The rumors of war is soon there's gonna be actual war because again, death and life are in the power of the tongue. So these guys are speaking these things into fruition, man. Just like as we prophesizing the downfall of this place and speaking into fruition through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua being that mouthpiece, the Lord is using them on the left hand side to speak these things into fruition. Everything is going perfectly in order, man. The way the Lord has it, his set measure, he's gonna do it perfectly in order, how he wants it. And certain things have to come to pass before that third world war, and that's you know the mark of the beast. The whole world got to be tried, right? And Jacob's trouble, right? When it comes to that, um, go to Luke 21, and we'll start at Luke 21:9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Then said unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogue. So again, that set measure, things that have happened before that third world war. So the men of the Lord, they're gonna come down on the men of the Lord, sparing none, like madmen sparing none, right? And you're gonna be persecuted through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shad. A lot of men is gonna be persecuted, right? There's gonna be ones that's gonna be in those FEMA prisons, right? There's gonna be men that's gonna be beheaded, because these are the scripture said there's gonna be men that's gonna be beheaded and men that's gonna be persecuted, right? They're gonna be tried for 10 days, right? So these things have to happen. Ones that's not gonna to the image, bow a knee to the image of Baal, right? There's gonna be trouble, Jacob's trouble, right? Uh, there's gonna be race wars, class wars, social wars, right? In the streets, it's gonna be chaos. They're gonna come with that solution, which is that MOTB, and right here, just to bring it up, put on Job 5:12. He disappointed Job 5:12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform the enterprise. So they're gonna implement the MOTB, but they're not gonna be able to perform their enterprise. They're not gonna fulfill that reset, man. The Lord is gonna interrupt them, right? And how is he gonna interrupt them? These commotions, these wars, those thermonuclear missiles being shot at over here in Babylon in America and across the world too. There's gonna be places. Not only America is gonna get hit with thermonuclear missiles, man. All right. We know Israel's gonna get hit. We know certain parts of Russia's gonna get hit. As the scriptures talk about these things. All right. So we looking at these news, and we're measuring the time diligently, and like these missiles, they're gonna come as a thief in the night. When you go to we can go to Peter's, but we'll go here real quick. First Thessalonians Um, um, uh, we just start at the top and just read down. First Thessalonians 5:1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say, and to harp on that, the day of the Lord comes as a thief in the night, because they're not going to be ready. They're not going to know. They haven't been prepared. They not haven't been on their watchtower looking. And I love the way the apostle said it. Them missiles, those the hypersonic missiles, the Satan II, right? These missiles that's gonna be shot at America, they're not gonna be detected by radar. So it's gonna be like a thief in the night, man. You're not gonna even know when it's coming. You're just gonna be, if you don't have that covering, that you're just gonna boom, and that's it. That's why I said America's gonna be destroyed within an hour, man. Quickly, Babylon, right? In the Bible. All right? For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Because we know these things. All right? So for when they shall say peace and safety, right? So when they're trying to look to get things back to normal, right? Focus on their careers and focus on their dreams, their dreams. Actually, I was just speaking to somebody I grew up with, and he calling me, he was asking me for a favor, right? But the point I'm trying to make, and he was just going in on how everything's getting so hard for him, and he just don't understand why. And then I had to let him know, man. I felt like that was the Lord. I haven't spoke to him about like a year or two. I was like, this is the Lord telling me to get that blood off my hands. So I had to let him know why he's going through the things we're going through, man. Because Israel, man, we under them curses, man. And not to sidetrack, but just see people. They're looking for answers, man. They're looking for answers, and the answers right here in these scriptures, man. That's why it says with these words, comfort one another, man. Because if you've been given that gift to that spiritual eyesight, and you've been given the ears to hear, to which is understand this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, right? Then the Lord is supping with you. But for those who don't understand and don't have no comforter, man, because this scripture is a comforter, man, they're losing their mind, man. They going crazy, bro, because they don't know. They see it's starting to happen. Like, man, how am I going? I don't even have enough. I'm working all these hours. He's an electrician. He's working all these hours and still don't have enough money to survive, man. Talking about how much parts is it was just you hearing he's like, man, the parts is rising because he has his own business, and that's how it's so expensive to run his own business. Now he's been working with a guy, and it's how difficult every time he make money, it's just going right back into bills, and he's barely making it by. He's struggling. He's like, I don't even know why I do this even anymore. Sound like when someone is at the point of they want to just give up on life, and that's what he was saying basically. You know, so we have hope. We have hope. We're prisoners of hope that our Redeemer, Yahweh Shah, is gonna come deliver us out of this place, man. See, that's what we can lean on, man. But see, these other people they can't. All right. So let's get back. For when they should say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they should not escape. Because when that child is getting ready to come out that belly, there's no way the woman can stop that from happening. All right. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief. Ye are the chosen of light and the chosen of day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. So we seeing what's going on in the world where everybody else, they like, I don't want to watch the news. We're watching the news. We're on our watchtower. We'll continue to watch and pray, and we seeing the constant this war talk, man. World War III talk, man. And now, you know, we're through the spirit. We're at the time where we feel like this is gonna be it, man. But again, certain things have to come to pass first. All right. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. And how long, however it takes, we're gonna continue to be on our watchtower. All right. For they that sleep, sleep at night in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation, man. That's this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The comforter, the hope of salvation, right? We're ready. We have on that armor, that breastplate, that helmet, you know, getting ready for war. Because this is spiritual warfare, man. Well, that's why it says, see then that you work circumspectly, redeeming the time. All right. And lastly, yeah, we just ended there, man. Um, we just ended there. But call on him like y'all Bashim, y'all Shah Bashim, Shalom.